where did that month go?
I don't know, but I have to tell you, there, as you observed this morning when we came on, there's a ton of overwhelm still going on surrounding social media all the time.
Correct. And that's one of the things I'm seeing so much of, and it's leading to people, actually what it's doing is paralyzing people.
Yes.
They're not able to do anything because they think everything has to be they have to be 50 different places and doing all this stuff all the time. And really, when we think about marketing, if we even think about like diet and weight loss, like we're all familiar with that. And you have all these coaches, you have all these people saying, well, if you only eat paleo, or if you eat keto, or if you eat vegetarian, one size doesn't fit all. And really, if we control what we eat, we move our body, and we get enough sleep, most of the time that's going to work.
Right. Over time, the consistency is going to make it work.
Right.
Now, apply that principle to your social media.
Correct. That's why today we're going to talk about the 3 not so secrets to success.
Let's break it down to basics again. I feel like everyone's listening to too many coaches, me included, I'm sure, of what you should be doing, and watching other business owners, whether it's an interior designer or a coach or consultant, be everywhere, kind of like I am. I'm everywhere. So if somebody looks and goes, well, she's everywhere, I need to do the same thing. It took me 6 years to do this.
Correct.
Like, this was not overnight, everyone. This was like literally, let me just master Facebook first. Let me just master Facebook personal page first, and then go to Facebook business page. And then I happened to start a group. And then I went to Instagram, right? There's a process here.
Right.
And whether you pay for people to help you get there or whether you don't also matters, right? It takes longer if you're doing it yourself, and that's okay.
Yes, it does. And I think that when you started out, if you think back to what your first idea, when you started using social media to market your business, you started with a goal. You had a goal in mind, and you knew what you wanted to achieve. So whether it was just getting brand recognition, getting your name out there, getting clients, however your goal is, no goal is the right goal. It's whatever you want to use. It's a marketing tool.
And I think people do get confused about that. It's like, I just want to sell. I just want to get more clients. But do you need to do brand recognition first?
Correct. Because people do business with who they know, like, and trust. And to do that, it's that consistent scheduling, that consistent showing up and letting people get to know you. For like designers, you should really, if you could show your face with your project once a month would be great.
I know.
If you could show up more frequently, that people need to see you like 20 times before they really develop that know, like, and trust factor on social media. So brand recognition, especially if you're a new designer just getting started or a new coach just getting started, just having your goal of like people getting to know you and who you are and getting to recognize your brand. People
are so scared to be seen.
Yes. But you know what? It gets easier to be seen if you start when nobody's following you. Before you have a big crowd. Like, even when you do videos, like if you mess up, who cares? Your mom and your dog are going to see you. And then as you get more practice and your reach and your audience grows, you'll become more comfortable and you'll be able to showcase and show off a little bit better, and they'll see your personality because you've had that practice. We did not learn how to walk without first crawling and practicing our walking.
And falling.
Yes. And that is the same thing with social media. But knowing what you're doing, don't do social media just because everybody says you have to be on social media. Why do you as your business need to be on social media?
And that's the first secret, which is not so secret. Set a goal. Or sister. Oh, my sister's watching on YouTube. Right. The first time I did a video, I always tell this story. Only my son was watching. But apparently my sister thinks she was watching. But the first time I did a video, only my son was watching. The second video I ever did, I think my son and my daughter saw it. And thankfully, because it was terrible.
Right. Well, and I know someone that they actually made their own little private Facebook group for themselves. And then they went ahead and did a video, and then they invited someone that they trusted, that was an advisor, coach, or whatever, to watch their video. But that's how they learned to gain confidence before they started doing them live. So whatever trick works, but Don't just do video because Nancy and I tell you to do video, or because Instagram is loving video right now. Do it because there's a purpose that's going to help you maintain your goal. Like, what is your goal for being on social media?
Okay, so number one, your not so secret is set a goal for your social media and don't overthink it.
Correct. And have a realistic goal. I mean, again, back to the weight loss analogy. I'm not going to lose 50 pounds in a month. You're not going to necessarily gain 50 leads in a month either. So set realistic goals. Like, what is realistic? Talk to other people. Like, how are they using it and why are they using it? And then establish your goal for you.
Okay. All right. For number two.
The number two is something that I see, again, that overwhelm happens so often is that we try every platform out there. So pick a platform, get really good at it, and then add another platform. So you do not, if you're starting out marketing, you do not need to be on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Snapchat, Twitter, everything all at one time. TikTok. Eventually, if it makes sense for you and your brand to be on those platforms, we would definitely do that. But unless you're hiring someone to support your social media, it's very difficult to do all those platforms by yourself. I mean, even when I try to do my marketing correctly, and I'm like the shoemaker that doesn't make his own kids' shoes type thing.
Right.
If I were to do all the platforms correctly, it would take me a good hour a day to get everything posted correctly in a strategy for everyone. So take that burden off of you. Take that overwhelm off. Pick one platform. Pick where is your audience. So designers, your audience is probably on Instagram or Facebook. So those are two good ones. And those ones parallel really nicely to where you could just post maybe twice a week on Facebook and twice a week on Instagram. And you could maybe use the same images and stuff. You can make those marry nicely. So, but get really good at one platform before you decide to learn how to do another platform.
Yeah, I feel like it's people getting so locked up because they're seeing that I have to be everywhere. Don't I have to be everywhere? No, you do not have to be everywhere. Just realize over a year's time, all the little learning you're going to do by the end of the year is going to be like, you'll be an expert of that platform by the end of the year. Slow down in order to speed up, because if you're trying to go so fast and you're getting locked up, you're really not doing anything. You're doing nothing besides getting upset that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And then you bury your head in the sand and you get upset and you're stuck for years.
And then you don't post for anything for a month because you don't know what to post. So it's better to get really good, like at Instagram. Instagram itself has like 4 different platforms within the whole platform. So even learning about if you find that you love Reels and you're really good at Reels, do Reels, study Reels, learn everything about how to be the most efficient at Reels, and then maybe add stories or something. So whatever it takes for you that you're comfortable with in branding your company.
One baby step at a time, get good at it, and then move on to the next.
Correct.
And
correct. Yes. Yep. And what we like to do in our business is we pick like for 3 months. So for 3 months, we're focusing on, like right now I'm focusing on learning everything I can about Reels. And so that is my focus. Now, realistically, I would love to say a week, but that's not going to happen. It's going to take me 3 months to learn how to do it, implement a system, implement for my clients. And so focusing on that. So if you're really good at Instagram and Facebook, then look at what makes next sense for you and then dedicate the next 3 to 6 months learning that platform.
I like that. Try to learn each platform, give yourself 3 months, not a week, not 2 weeks, to get good at it and get consistent at it and then get to the next piece. Okay.
Correct. And that leads nicely into our third one is creating a strategy. Consistency is the key. So if you post every day this week and then you don't post for 5 months, it's worthless. It would be better to post one post a week for the next 5 weeks than leave all these weeks in between. So being consistent is so key.
So when you talk about strategy, give me an example.
So first of all, you have your goal. So what do you need to post to attain that goal? So if you're building a brand awareness for interior designers, you're probably going to want to showcase your project. So if you show one project and you only have one picture of that project, only show that picture for that week. And then next week you can showcase another project. And then maybe the next week you could showcase a little bit about you, maybe a picture of you with your design or your background, kind of what makes you unique. So laying that out. So for
Okay.
us, yeah, laying it out. So for us, most of the time, I do encourage you to post a couple times a week just because you have so much information usually.
Right.
One of our clients, it works nicely. She's got usually like 10 pictures, images per project. So we'll take a snippet of, so say we're doing a kitchen. We'll take a snippet of maybe the entryway or some little unique piece of the kitchen. And then we'll take another piece of the kitchen for the next on Wednesday. And then on Friday, we have a big overall view of the project. So the people get a little snippet all week long, and then they get to see the final project.
So a strategy could be twice a week I'm posting about a project. Once a week I'm going to post something personal or a
Yes.
motivational post
Or a tip or testimonial.
Tip or testimonial.
Yeah. Okay. Or a shout out to, if you work with a lot of subcontractors, contractors, you want to give them a shout out. That really builds quickly brand. So the way we develop is we'll do we're set our days that we're going to post. So if we're going to post 2 days a week, then one day it'll be a project, and the next day it'll be something related to the business, either focus on the business owner, a testimonial, shout out to a contractor.
Okay.
So kind of developing a strategy, and if that's the piece that gets stuck, we'll then either research on how to develop a strategy, set up a call with us. We'll help you set up a strategy. Sometimes it's just a matter of getting out of your own head and having someone else look at that business and set up a strategy. But it's worth the investment to learn how to set up a strategy, because then that's your framework. So then you know how to go from there.
Right. And you can try a strategy for 3 months and then you can switch it the 3 months after that. But consistency is
the key. Yes. Right. And then I have a bonus secret.
Woohoo. Okay.
The one thing that people don't often think of is schedule your content. So sit down at the beginning of the week or the end, whatever works for you, that you have an hour block, schedule your content out for the next week, because we all get busy. We all have unexpected things come up, and then it's 9 o'clock at night. It's like, oh crap, I forgot to post today. And so if you consistently use a scheduler, just at least to have your baseline, you can always post on the fly, things like that. One thing to use is that Facebook has their own scheduler that can schedule to Facebook and Instagram. And you can also, they released it a little while back, a couple weeks ago, that you can schedule a carousel post now. So if you have multiple pictures for one project, that's a great idea to just go ahead and schedule the carousel post. Or you can now schedule the stories on Instagram. So that's another great way to showcase yourself. So
interesting. Okay, yes. So I'm going to add a bonus tip as well. Set up a process. So one of the issues we had was that I take pictures on my phone, but then the pictures aren't on my computer. They're not accessible by my social media person, which is Kim's team. So it's like I had to set up a process of when I take a picture, how do I get it up on if I'm scheduling myself, I got it. For me, if I want to do it from my computer on the Facebook scheduler, just because it's easy for me, I'm sitting here, I've got to get those photos to my computer. How am I doing that? So that when I sit down for an hour to schedule, everything's where it's supposed to be, right? So setting up a process for an inspiration. You see an inspiration. Where do you store it? So that when you're sitting down at your desk or at your phone and you know you want to repost that, where is it, right? So starting with having a process to gather what you want to post on your social media in one location so that when you sit down, you can bang it out quickly. And using the Facebook scheduler, I have to tell you, they really improved it. Even they're going live, which I use Be Live, but yesterday I went live in my other group. We're live in there now, the Coaching Hotspot. I went right through the Facebook dashboard, and I was so surprised. Finally, it's easier.
Yes, they're making it much easier, and the tools are available for everybody to use. There's no cost involved except for your time. So I strongly recommend that. And one other little tip is that keep either like a notes app or something. So when you're like, hey, that'd be a good social post, quickly write it down. So then when you go sit down to do it, you've got the information. For me, like when we have some clients that we get a lot of newsletters, industry newsletters for, I have a folder in my inbox that says content for clients. And whenever I get an email newsletter, I put it in there. And then when I sit down to do their content, I've already got a whole bank of resources for me to pull from content from.
That's perfect. And on my phone, I have a folder for social media posts. Like I'm starting to stay organized from the beginning, everybody. If you stay organized from the beginning, it's going to make it so much easier when you sit down and do your scheduling and your planning. And you can do a month at a time, put it all in the scheduler, right? Schedule.
Yes. Yep.
If your content that you're thinking about is organized, it's going to be quicker to sit down and get it done.
Correct. Yes. Yes.
All right. So that's our 3 not so secret secrets to success with social media marketing. I find people just get quickly, they know what to do, and then they get lost and they need to be brought back. So that was the point of today's topic, is to bring you back to basics, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. How do they find you, Kim?
FreshImpactLLC.com is our website.
Awesome. Or they can do your name too, right? KimVanderpool.com.
Yes, they
Is that
can.
still good?
Yep, that's still good. We got them going always. So
that's right. Any way you want to find Kim, you can find her, or tag her wherever you're watching this and she will answer also. So if you have any questions about your social media, if you're looking for a social media audit or someone to help you with social media, please reach out to Kim. Kim does all my audits for all my clients. She does their social media audits. She makes recommendations for both my group, Profit Insiders, and for my one-on-one clients, which include interior designers and coaches and consultants. So social media is free. Take advantage of it.
yes.
You don't like them? Great, don't like them. But you're responsible for growing your own business. And this is one way you can do it to attract your ideal client. So it's kind of silly if you're not using it to grow your business, in my opinion.
Well, especially because whether we like it or not, like 80% of the people check their Facebook every day. So that's where your people are. Like they're doing it. So whether we like it or not, it's not whether we have a choice in what we do it, it's whether how well we do it.
That's right. Okay. All right. We'll leave you with that. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Kim, thank you. And I will see you next month for our social media marketing broadcast.
All right. Sounds good. Have a great week, everybody.